Hello. I think I'm live. Okay, we're going to do some housekeeping. Check if I am live right now. Okay, I am. Check if I am right now. Okay, I am. Okay, cool. Audio's working. That's a good sign. All right. I am going to send this in Discord, and then yeah, we could get started shortly after that. Actually, real quick, it's bugging me on the stream layout. On the bottom right, it shows a Twitch icon. Is there a way for me to switch that to YouTube? Oh yeah, there we go. YouTube viewers. Wait, did that work? There we go. Nice. 6 viewers. Cool, cool, cool. We got Des in the chat. Okay, wait, is my chat box working? Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, I don't stream enough. You know, I gotta make sure everything's working each time. Hold up. Yo, it's Jimmy. What's up? Oh my gosh, you got the notification bell on. All right, wait, we're just testing real quick. Do I got video background? How is that compared to my voice? Is it loud?
The 20th anniversary of Global Maplestory, and will be joined by some other familiar faces. We are also here to unveil exciting new updates.
Oh man, I think I have a bit of latency with the chat. Okay, everything's good on volume. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna do like what I hate most in Discord servers, which is an @everyone ping that I am live. So I'm gonna do that in my Discord, and then I'll start I don't know, being a content man, I guess. I'm let's see. Okay. I should have pre-wrote my message. I'm not ready. I'm louder. Okay, good to know. I can. Well, actually, it's probably good that I'm a bit louder, but yeah. Am I ready for 1x EXP and taking a million years? I'm so ready. Just a second. I'm almost ready. Okay. By using @everyone, you are about to mention 300 plus people. Are you sure? Yeah, send now. Okay. Yeah. So what's up, guys? Yeah, I saw this yesterday, but didn't have time to like do a reaction or whatever. And actually, I kind of wanted to make a full video on my thoughts about this, and I started like planning that. Kind of in the style of my Maplestory Worlds videos, but I just didn't have the time today to like just crunch and try to crank out a video while this news is kind of fresh and relevant. So I just thought, yeah, I'll go live. I'll just ramble and talk about this stuff. So yeah, and I think the way I'll do it is I'll kind of like overview the video and kind of mind dump my reaction and thoughts, and then I'll kind of try to respond to comments live too. So yeah, happy to see folks chatting. But yeah, so first it's Global Maplestory's 20th anniversary. Crazy that this came out in 2005. We're in 2025 now. It's 20 years later. And yeah, so they did a bunch of announcements. Yeah, and I'm like not an active MapleStory player anymore. I'm just like someone who loves the IP and has been animating it on and off for the past decade or so. And yeah, so I don't know. I like occasionally tune in, but let's see. yeah, so they did this like little montage kind of looking back at the past 20 years. I didn't even realize like all these updates. This was actually kind of funny. They were like, I'll crank this up.
It all began in 2005 when global
Like, to me, this is just so beautiful. This is some of the most like beautiful gameplay capture, iconic fairy tale 2D capture, perfect soundtrack.
Quest formed bonds, built guilds, and created communities that still thrive.
They're like speaking good stuff here.
The Big Bang.
And then they're like, and then it all fucking changed. I'm like, yeah, it did. It did. It all changed. So then they go to the Big Bang update, and then all these other updates too. Sorry that I'm not a modern player, but it was kind of interesting just seeing how much the game has evolved over time. And so I guess like what they've done, which is interesting, is that they formed a team GMS. So I guess in the past, GMS would just get all the updates that Korean Maplestory would get, but now they're kind of have two different dedicated teams, and they're kind of producing different content and going for different directions with each, which is cool because I think oftentimes Asian video game companies fall into this trap of kind of focusing on their local audience and not really caring about what other territories want and such. So I think, you know, over the years there's been a really big disconnect. Although, FYI, the announcement on Discord links to the official announcement vid. Oh shit, thanks, I'm gonna fix that. Thank you. Wrong link. Bad streamer. Okay. Let me fix this. Copy. Okay, the Discord is fixed. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I wish I was reacting for the first time on this, but I've already seen this, so I already know what's coming. So this is mostly me just sharing my thoughts. So yeah, their big announcement is doing this GMS Classic World announcement. So they are basically honing in on the nostalgia and like just going back to its roots basically, which I love. Like RuneScape Classic is a thing, World of Warcraft Classic is a thing, so it's about time that Nexon kind of properly did a Maplestory Classic here. And a part of this announcement that I really liked is they kind of go over this game designer, and she's like one of the OG game designers from the original Maplestory. She was like a lead dev on the team way back in the day. So I think it's a pretty decent sign that they kind of, have an idea of like the principles and gameplay philosophy, that kind of went into designing the original Maple. So, I just like, they really don't share much at all. They just kind of say over and over, like, we're here to deliver the classic experience. But I don't know. I feel like there's a bit to be confident about. They kind of just also mentioned that there's some kind of, I don't know, what's the word? Kind of like light updates to make gameplay a bit more modern, I guess. Like it looks like they have like widescreen format stuff now too. So yeah. But I want to say like whoever they got to kind of coordinate the gameplay recording session and and stuff, like really kind of understands at least the social side of the community of Maplestory. I just love this awareness of like them hanging out in Maya's house and then them saying playing drop quest and market. They should say drop game, not drop quest. Also, the looking for GF thing. Really, really funny. And then, yeah. And where is it in the video? The most amazing part of this whole announcement. Oh my gosh. Here. While every other character in this gameplay footage is just like generic numbered usernames, we got Sprite Fan 3, and I was so giddy yesterday when I saw this. I had no idea. It was just a fun Easter egg that I guess like one of them decided to put in. So I was yeah, super, I don't know. I felt seen by Nexon for the very first time. So I really, yeah, I was pretty stoked on that. But yeah, these people, whoever they got to like record all this gameplay footage, they were definitely OG Maplestory players. So I just yeah, this was a lot of fun to watch. Exactly, they're so cultured. I think they're probably all devs. Yeah, there's a good shot that they're all devs. Like, I mean, they have like all these people like in this room. You know, yeah, I guess it makes sense that this is like a dev station. Like, I just assume that they hired like an American playtest team to do this footage, and most of their devs are in Korea. So, um, yeah, but it could be the devs. Which one of them? Oh yeah, we could just look at all the people in the room and figure out which one of them was Sprite Fan 3. uh, Let me see. Where are they? Dude, it's this guy. I want to believe. I want to believe it's this man. That's Sprite Fan 3.
fellow Maplers to create the
I think the classic team is all going to be a GMS sub team. So what I am confused about actually about the GMS sub team is that basically like right after this announcement, he goes back to the Nexon Korea office, and the Nexon Korea office has like dedicated team members here that are on the GMS team. So I think the GMS team is actually like still Korean devs in like headquartered in Nexon Korea, but they are entirely focused on the GMS side of the game, and they're not working on KMS. That's at least, yeah, I think it's still being developed by like a Nexon Korean team, but they're called the GMS team. Yeah, that's at least my my perception of it from the like gameplay capture here, or not gameplay capture, the real life capture footage. So yeah, and I guess I'll get through this whole video first before maybe just rambling more on this. Like, it's crazy that they got whoever did the Ride or Die animation to do another Maplestory animation. I actually have a friend that works at Nexon America, And they're telling me that like Nexon Korea handles all of these like marketing materials. So my guess is they outsource to some sort of ad agency, and then the ad agency has some sort of like staff and hires who have just like learned from like Maple Nation stuff. That is my theory on it. I don't really know, but it's pretty cool to see MapleStory animations kind of being done in a more official way. But I'm almost certain it has to be some sort of agency, and they're not like reaching out to like an individual like Maple animator. Let's see, comments. Hopefully HP washing gets deleted. Did they announce a release date? No, they did not. Later in this, they announced a like MapleStory con, like fest thing, and I have a feeling it's going to be around that time because they're probably going to throw some huge event with some huge announcements at that time. So that's my guess, but they didn't have any announcements yet. Hi, Kevin. I love popping up in people's feeds like 15 years later. Even though GMS is its separate branch, doesn't mean that KMS. Oh yeah, yeah, and I'm sure actually that's part of the strategy too, like of having the Korean devs handle the GMS team. Is that if they're all in the same office, they can like work pretty closely together. It's a pretty crazy turn in the marketing because they've been pretty cagey about Maple animations for like decades. Yeah, it makes sense that they're cagey about it because back in the day we just made a lot of crude humor stuff, I guess. But yeah, no, I love that they're, you know, kind of in a, you know, what's it called? Like a corporate professional way, incorporating MapleStory animations into their broadcast events. But yeah, no, after seeing Mr. Sprite Fan 3 here, I now know that Nexon, or at least someone at Nexon, is definitely watching my videos. So if you guys can pass this on, and if you're watching Nexon, I'm happy to animate MapleStory content for you guys. Just let me know. I'll do it. Would be a really fun project to work on. But yeah, Des, I'm just trying to, you know, get my share. But yeah. No. Me being a little Easter egg in this like little gameplay capture footage is enough to make me so happy, especially for like a 20th anniversary video. It's like I don't know. I feel like somewhat a part of like this like historic moment for Maple, which I don't know. I'm all happy about. Let's see, future developments, they just announced like localization and stuff. And then this last thing was like MapleCon LA. So it used to be called Maple Fest, and now they're calling it MapleCon because they're going to get a much bigger venue, because the past few Maple Fests have been like just a bunch of bodies and like not enough space. Just a total sweat fest. But it's cool that they're kind of scaling this up more and more. Oh, Turtle Bear, I theorized about who animated the fighting part like just a few minutes ago, if you want to like scroll back in the video. MapleStory 2 should have been a remastered old school MapleStory with the animations scene spirit animations. Yeah, I'd love if, I don't know, I sometimes think about like if it's like the stuff, you know, that like, you know, I animate for fun, like all the Maple Rush stuff would be really cool cinematics in game in MapleStory, if that's what you're talking about. Like that would be a lot of fun to kind of help coordinate and work on and stuff. Who knew MMVs would bring us so far? True. So yeah, I guess this MapleCon is coming October 2025. What did they say? This year's event will be more than a fan fest, biggest global Maplestory offline event to date. Yeah, it's in LA again.
Global Maplestory 20th Anniversary MapleCon 2025 will take place in late October in Los Angeles.
I'm trying to remember what they said. Hold up.
For details. At Team GMS, we think of this 20th anniversary as just one milestone in a long journey. Our goal is to continue.
Wait, I thought they said something earlier.
Fest will be a special celebration that is different from before, and the name has been decided as Global Maplestory 20th Anniversary MapleCon 2025. For this year, we are preparing a more special and
bigger venue. What's the other part? Yeah, host new and exciting activities, merch, and programs. And
not only is this year's celebration going to include some of your favorite aspects from the previous Maplestory Fest, but there will also be...
Oh my gosh, wait, just back a little bit. Is this Avali? That's funny. She went to my school. Yeah, various panels and speakers related to Maplestory. What does that mean? Can I be a speaker? Can I have a panel? Can I just talk about sprite animation? It's related to Maplestory, right? Yeah. I thought that part was interesting, the various panels and speakers related to Maplestory. SF2 meet and greet, bro. Like, I think it would be fun to do something, but also I don't know. I keep my my personal identity as separate as Sprite Fan 2 as possible. I'm afraid to reveal myself. I mean, I have revealed myself in the past, and it's probably not that hard to dig me up, but I don't. I don't know. I scanned each and every screen shown for your OSMS reveal. Unfortunately, there isn't much to see. The only notable thing is that players don't get NX hair eyes until Vic Island and increased resolution. Yeah, so, okay, this is about it for this. So I'll jump back to OSMS. One thing is, it's all Vic Island. There's, like, nothing beyond Victoria. And it's interesting. It must be how they're, like, developed it and what the playtesting is. But they have this CW beginner tag, and then, like, once they are on Victoria, they have this CW player tag. So there must be a way for them to just, like, you know, for game capture purposes, they didn't have to grind and level their characters up. They were just able to start as a beginner class or whatever class and whatever level and stuff like that. So I thought that was, like, probably a dev tool they had for gameplay capture. And then oh my gosh, there was one I might have to rewatch this whole section. I saw that they didn't set up the map correctly on... Oh, actually, it was this one right here. Hold up here. Let me open this up in After Effects. I'm gonna show you guys, because I just in my stream layout I have the clouds scrolling on the background right below. Yeah, there's no blue background. You see it. I was just going to directly show the before and after. Just a second. Oh my god, After Effects, you're so slow. New level icons instead of the old. I didn't notice that actually. I'll have to look again. Oh my gosh. Oh shit. I gotta open After Effects 2024. Opened up the wrong one. I have two versions of After Effects, and I just... Yeah, they're probably increasing... Yeah, exactly, remaking all the maps. Yeah, I'm sure, like, they have to, like, rebuild certain things from the ground up. Open project. Sorry, this is just such a random tangent I'm going on. That's taking much longer than I had hoped to demonstrate. They show a map editor in one of the scenes and it kind of looks like Hot Creator. Funny that the internal tools are so similar. I do remember that. Was that like the shot of here, one sec. This is almost open. Come on, come on. Here we go. All right. Let me get rid of this adjustment layer. Okay, so these are the two map assets in Maplestory, and one of them is just this solid blue color, and this, it goes like in the very back. But if you don't have this blue and you only have the clouds here, basically right here, this is like transparent and it's you know, fading in the black. But the clouds, or the blue, should be here, so this is like what it should look like. Anyways, right here you can see the black so they don't have the background color set up. Anyways, that was just a, you know, someone who works with Maplestory sprites too much, noticing things. OSMS team can't afford blue PNGs. I know, for real, for real. So let's see, what else did I catch? Oh wait, so someone said, God, it's been so long since I've actually played Maplestory. Did they say the level UI was different? I saw in one of the screenshots you can have different keys on the quick slot. What is that? Oh, like this quick slot, you can like change. Oh, that's actually really cool. That's a nice idea. Yeah. Should just be an orange box for leveling now. I really like this that like camera shot they did for her. It's like, man, they're going so extra on this. Oh yeah, see, this is the letter E. And is this the number 1? Yeah, yeah, so they're like switching out some of their keys for the quick slot. Yeah, drop game right now. Oh god. Yeah, the one thing they missed in this trailer is that they didn't have anyone doing haste right here or here. That's something that happens in Maya's house. They forgot about that. Let's see. But yeah, I guess to go in the how I think it will do, I think that there it's going to be pretty cool to kind of spectate like the races to like leveling up. Like I'm really curious, like I don't know if it's going to be as big of a deal in the past, the like race the 200. um I really hope that Nexon like implements like here I pulled the tab up on this. I was like looking it up, like just the player ranking system. It would be cool if they had like a dedicated classic world kind of ranking, so we could see who's like ahead and all of that kind of stuff. Because I think yeah, a lot of the fun back in the day was like seeing how like what level Tiger was like every week and stuff. So that's something I'd love to see with this remake. Otherwise, I think like playing Artale, I kind of like realized like that I am just so much older now and I don't have the time anymore to do the grind. But I'm like excited to maybe just like play pretty casually, get the second job at least, and then farm fame uh and Hennessy's or something like that. That's kind of like maybe my plan when this comes out. But yeah, I'm really curious to their strategy and plan in terms of like updating it over time. Like if they plan on starting like with an extremely early version of the game, like starting with just Victoria Island only, and then gradually releasing stuff. You did hear my Pokemon Pocket notification. You know what? Let's open a pack right now while we talk this. Dude, yeah, at least chilling and doing KPBQ to level up to 30 is going to be fun. Most casuals will probably stop there if they don't. Yeah, exactly. That's like, I am definitely kind of treating it casually. Yeah, sorry to prank you. It was me. Here, let me give you some Pokemon ASMR. Sorry, I have no way of putting this on my computer. Charmander, Charmeleon, Machoke, Voltorb, Floatzel. Shit pack. Shit pack. Fucking whatever. Okay. That was my first Pokemon pack opening on stream. Uh, but yeah. Oh yeah. Here's the shot that was being mentioned about the map editor. I wonder what this like browser site is in the background. I wonder if it's like a Confluence page or something with like documentation. Like it looks like some sort of like project organization software tools. Oh my god, my dog just busted in and scared the shit out of me. I think that's internal Nexon internet. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I see like yeah. Um but yeah, I'm excited. Oh, one more thing to mention. What's up? Just saw the message. Polish shiny rug trio. Yeah, I got one actually, but that was a while ago. And yeah, I was pulling the Shining Revelry. I can't pronounce words. Wow, pack. Yeah. Um, I wonder how far they'll update the classic server and if they'll go in a different direction. Yeah, it sounds like they have certain ideas for like uh kind of change or like doing certain things in different directions, but really curious. Herning's job change was 2 floors. Is it not 2 floors anymore? I hope they put up a blog post and how they're going to deal with min-maxing. I'm so not ready to pay for. Oh my god, yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't know how profitable that is for Nexon. Like, if that's like something where they're like, cool, the whales are just going to dump money in this. You know, the non-casuals might be cooked. Not the new one. It's literally just a walk left now. That's pretty sad. I love the bottom floor. I'm a sin. Let's go. Oh man. Yeah, the people the people chatting in here just they get it. Oh my god. I remember waiting for Mush Mom. Those were the days. The hats give me joy. So, yeah. And then what was it? Yeah, the kind of just also mentioned like the weird kind of strategic thing about all this. Here, wait, let me put this up while I just ramble about this. Is I'm really curious how this classic server is going to impact Maplestory Worlds, because I don't know. I think it makes sense, and this is kind of like, you know, the classic world is delivering for sure on what the players want, but I just feel bad for all the devs that like went super hard into creating OSMS servers, and Nexon I feel like is just like beating them to the punch a little bit, just because it takes so long to develop on Maplestory Worlds. So yeah, I think, I don't know, the optimistic take on that is that essentially, let's see, essentially that like the classic world will pull in so many players that there might be people that are kind of seeking for kind of mod and alternate versions of the game that are not private servers, and Maplestory Worlds could be a legal legitimate way to play those games where they do differentiate a little bit from OSMS. So I don't know. Yeah, I kind of wanted to mention all the Maplestory World stuff because I made videos on that and kind of saw like a whole ton of potential in that, even beyond just like the remake servers. So yeah, I hope people still make really cool worlds, and also like I hope that it performs well, because I think it's a really good opportunity for you know, yeah, both Nexon and devs and creators to do things. But yeah, I don't know, it kind of definitely puts it in a really weird situation. And then yeah, I announced also in my Discord that like I took a break from Maplestory Worlds because it's definitely much more of a programmer friendly thing, and I'm just not like a comp sci person at all. Like I just know how to make videos and animate, so that's kind of what I'm doing. Andy Nam, welcome to the stream. I'll kind of just like run this in the background. It was Maplestory's 20th anniversary, and their announcement is that they are releasing a Maplestory Classic World. So they're gonna put out a version of the game that is just, you know, pre Big Bang OG. We don't know like a whole lot about it right now, but all the footage is Victoria Island and earlier, but they have an original game developer from like 20 years ago that's still working at Nexon, and yeah, they seem dedicated to kind of maintaining the nostalgic feel and game design philosophy from back then. So yeah, that's that's basically the news. And I was just kind of rambling and dumping some thoughts on it. Reading the chat now. Oh, you guys are talking about which jobs you're gonna do. Let's see. What job do I want to do? So I was like a fighter crusader in old school Maplestory. So like way back in the day, that was like my job class. So I'm kind of interested in not being a warrior class this time around. Like I'd love to probably do either mage or thief. But yeah, not too sure. I've done both a few times in like private servers and Artail and stuff, but I feel like I haven't pushed it too far. Yeah. And I don't know, if I'm playing casually, I probably won't get far again, especially if the rates are just 1x. There's no way I'm gonna be able to level fast. Will they include pirates, I wonder? I think not at first. That's a really good thought. I wonder if like they would just, do this modified version where pirates are ready from the get-go. Is old school going to have 4 classes? Yeah, see, like it's a good question. I assume they'll start with 4 classes and release pirates later, but there could be a chance they consider, I mean, pirates are a pretty big bang. They might just try to backport them. But yeah, they don't, you're right. Notably, they don't show up in the preview here, so I don't know. It would be interesting, but yeah, probably won't happen. Oh yeah, the world map is definitely pretty. Oh wait, was there like an image of the world map somewhere? Man, I'm forgetting all the shots. But yeah, I mean, if they don't have is it called Nautilus? Harbor, whatever. Yeah, if they don't even have that town, then then probably no way they'll have pirates. Yeah, but I did like the idea that they could just backport it. Just move them to Florida Beach, problem solved. Sleepywood isn't even labeled as Sleepywood, it's just dungeon. Nice. Was that how it was in like the earliest versions, I wonder? Yo, VASH in the stream. I saw him lurking in my private Discord channel. VASH, I feel like you don't care about classic Maplestory, but if you want to hop on and chat about it, let me know. Free to jump on and share your thoughts. And yeah, what was it? Yo, you are not wrong. Yeah, see, I don't think you care enough. Yeah, no, I think I kind of rambled. There's so little kind of shown that there's like not really much more I could talk about, and I kind of gave my little thoughts on Maplestory Worlds, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. Hope it goes well. It's I don't know. I'm it's cool that they're leaning into the nostalgia. It could be a recession indicator though. So we'll see. I don't, it's funny. I was joking about that with
Definitely thinking.
someone.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it
Yo.
going? Wait, hold up. Let me see if I can get you to appear on the stream
That's
thingy.
okay. It's fine. You know.
Oh no, I think I kind of have it set up actually. I just
Okay. I just had some thoughts, and I figured, I guess I can give some.
yeah.
If you're interested.
Also, okay. Wait, hold up. I got you.
Go ahead. Okay.
There we go.
Ah, the rat.
I got the rat in.
Hell yeah.
Closing my door because my dog is yapping. Anyways, what's your thoughts? Because I'm running out of things to say.
I will say, like, it is interesting to see, obviously, old school story coming back and everything. I just think it's odd on the timing.
Timing, as in, like, all the Maplestory Worlds stuff?
Yeah, all the Maplestory World stuff. And I feel like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's, like, the main topic that a lot of people already mentioned is, like, Maplestory Worlds is just going to get a shadow now, right? Like, if they're competing for their own players, right?
Yeah, kind of. They're gonna like cannibalize the Maplestory Worlds characters that only care about the remake servers for sure.
Yeah.
And I think like strategically it could just be that Nexon kind of wants it to be more of a Roblox thing with like mini games and whatever. So like it's kind of a way to de-incentivize creators from just making
old school servers.
Yeah. But yeah, my only thought is like there could be a world where like Nexon's official classic world thing they just announced brings in a lot more players and kind of like brings a lot of people back to the game to where like, you know, a small portion of them could end up going to Maplestory Worlds to where maybe, you know, there's people that and who knows, like maybe maybe Nexon doesn't do a perfect job with this classic world remake, and then you know, there's I
would love it to succeed, but I feel like we know Nexon enough at this point over the years. I think that it's a little bit hard to not.
It's a toxic relationship with Maple, but they put me in this video, so we're fucking best friends again.
No, see, now you're back.
We're back.
I will say though, Aiden has a really good point about that. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, it's interesting that this does seem like a GMS exclusive, so I guess Maplestory Worlds in Korea is going to still do really well with Maple Land. And actually, like, one of my tabs here, I pulled up I love looking at Nexon's IR investor relations reports. So for people who, I don't know, are just curious about the business of video games, you can type in like game company like IR in the Google, and then you'll get like basically everything Nexon's telling their shareholders to be like, look, we're making money, we are doing business good. And they tend to make presentations and stuff. So this last one, what was it? Income is down because they say they are like investing a lot into their IP portfolio. So basically new games and whatever. Let's see, blah 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 blah. Dungeon Fighter is like their moneymaker, and charts. Let me just scroll down. Okay, so Maplestory franchise. So doing well in Korea, doing well in global. Oh wow, actually that's a pretty big stat. This is increased. But it grew 24% year over year in 2024, driven by hyper-localization, now representing 35% of the franchise revenue in 2024, which, from my understanding, global Maplestory used to make way less than Korea Maplestory. So, I guess all the whales and people who swipe for global MapleStory are the reason why Nexon is carrying more and doing more things.
There are a lot of whales. There are a lot of whales that just swipe a lot.
Yeah. And then here for MapleStory Worlds, it says delivering better than expected results driven by well-received content. This bodes well for regional expansion into Europe, which began in January, and Southeast Asia, which is scheduled for this year. So this is like just like the whole global launch, I think. So I don't know. This is just what they're telling their investors, you know. But it's it seems like, you know, MapleStory Worlds is performing better than they had expected, which
okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that, to be honest. But
yeah, I was surprised by that too. Yeah. And then oh yeah.
No offense to Nexon, but like the world server is just so bad.
Yeah. Especially in global, it's just very inactive. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So what's interesting is like, God, yeah, they have this in yen, and so yen and billions, so like 84 billion yen, whatever that is, so whatever, hundreds of millions. But yeah, so this is like 2023, this is 2024, and then that's revenue, like total amount of money they take in, and then operating income, which is you know, profit or loss based on how much they spend. And so like Q4 of 2024, they actually spent more than they earned. So yeah, they
probably for all during the launch and everything, they had to spend more money on marketing and shit.
So it's it's interesting to see how tight of margins, I guess. Even though they're like pulling in a ton of money, they're spending a lot of money.
Spending a lot, yeah. But how much do they have saved up to be able to do these kind of moves, you know? Like
is that on here? They also have like fucking spreadsheets of like the financials and stuff that aren't as pretty to look at as these like presentations, but
okay, something that I wanted to bring up, which I think is always going to be interesting, is if it does bring in more players, new players, and some of the old players back. I think for new players, it would broaden the horizon to at least the niche communities like MMVs and animations. I think people will pick that up more because that's something people love right now, is making content, and they're going to see these little characters. They're like, oh my god, I could move my character and make stuff. I think in this day and age, it's a perfect time.
Actually, yeah.
If it becomes popular, it's a perfect time for MapleStory animations to like thrive. If it does become popular.
Yeah, I'm really curious how, I guess, MapleStory Classic will do with like younger audiences. Like, is this just going to be popular with all the boomers, or are there going to be younger people that pick it up?
Yeah, because like it just seems. I mean, even though it's a little bit harder now to make MapleStory animations like it was back then. Back then we had Band Story. Now, you know, the tools aren't there.
Yeah.
But I think it would do really popular with certain people, like Dev said on TikTok, and nowadays you have tools that can do newer things. Like someone else mentioned, his name's Polyrux in the comments.
Yeah.
It's a program called Smack Studio. I think that we talked about it. I remember me and you talking about it for a while. It's that 3D sprite program where you can like go in and rig it and make like kind of like 3D models out of sprites in a way. And it'd be interesting to see how, if it does become popular and people do pick this up as a new medium, what people will be able to make nowadays.
Yeah,
how people are using so many new tools.
Yeah, no, I am curious. Yeah, my thought, and I just pulled this video up in the background, is like, I feel like so much of the old era of like MapleStory videos was like these kind of raid videos of like bosses. Like, I just love how Dre did these like Breaking Benjamin videos of these bosses and stuff. And I don't know if like modern MapleStory has like creators like doing this kind of stuff when new bosses come out in MapleStory, but I would
either. I don't want.
Yeah, I would just love to see, even if it's not like doing custom Maplestory animation stuff like
Well,
we do, like I would be happy just seeing people making
I think
old
the
school
main thing
style
that would
stuff
pop
like this. Yeah.
is stuff like this, but like in a different. I think the social aspect of it is what pop.
Mm-hmm.
Like the main thing that I think old school Maplestory had was the social aspect. Everybody had fun just walking around talking to random people and doing random shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's easy to do that and make content out of it. That's like every Roblox video I see nowadays is like some random social aspect of someone going around trolling or saying a dumb joke, and then everyone following in with the jokes. I feel like MS can have that kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those videos you're talking about though with other games, those are like kind of voice chat, voice proximity stuff though, right?
Yeah. True. But like that's what I mean by like the social aspect still there though, and it's easy to make social content with it. Like even if you don't have a voice chat, whatever. There's these videos actually that sends me through Instagram where it's like these kind of like really badly edited, not that bad, but like really interestingly edited, like just sprites like doing things, and they're putting a narrative behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
As it's going on. I feel like with this kind of social game, it's easy to do this kind of things where you make your own narrative.
Yeah. Yeah. Like all those gotcha videos.
He's like, yeah, it does. Yes. But I just think, like, if it does resurface and it makes the game more social again, I think that's what made MS so popular was the social aspect.
Yeah.
I think nowadays people just love to be social somewhere, and that's it. You just want a social place online.
Yeah. No, I agree for sure. Yeah, something I would have liked to see in Maplestory Worlds, which, God, I don't know. I said this before, but like as an animator and not a programmer, it was just too much for me. And maybe I could do this update in the little Maya's house Maplestory World I have, but they do have support for voice chat because I do think like voice chat is what makes games so social now. And like back in the day, Maplestory was like the most social kind of thing you could get online with like the character customization, the emotes, and just like moving around pretty precisely in like 2D. Like I don't know, like RuneScape had like no facial expressions. World of Warcraft was kind of blocky, primitive. I mean, they were both like, pretty primitive 3D, so like I just felt like, and then the alternative for communicating with people was like AIM and MSN Messenger, where people weren't like doing voice calls that much. So like Maplestory just was kind of the best place on the internet to kind of socialize. Like in this like era of like 2006 to 2008, I feel like. Yeah.
No, for sure. There's like other ones that other people have mentioned in the chat, which is true. And even then, like you would be talking to a friend on MSN, like at least for me, I'd be talking to a friend on MSN, and they'd be like, "Hey, get on Maplestory, we can talk there," and we'll go and talk on it. Like you'll go converse instead on them. Yeah. So like, if Maplestory had a voice chat nowadays, it would definitely be too chaotic, but I think it would bring a new social aspect, which would be fun.
Yeah. I think I'm just trying to think of like, I'm just acknowledging how old this game is, and so I feel like that is a way to modernize it, and I feel like Maplestory Worlds is probably a good way to test the theory to see if it could be interesting. But
Aiden's right, bro. Imagine the free market with voice chat. Holy fuck!
It would just be like noise.
Stock market, it's a stock market. People back in the day.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But I feel like it's just interesting. I want them to be successful because obviously this is part of my childhood, but at the same time I know Nexon enough to I hope they keep making the right changes, which right now it looks like they're even finally acknowledging the animation community in some way, like
that's
showing
cool.
nuance and tribute by making animations and putting them in their videos. They should have been doing that. Like that kind of stuff is cool. People find that they're like, oh man, that's awesome. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I
It's cool that
actually,
they're finally doing it.
yeah, an interesting stat in this thing. Let me find the chart in their IR report, which I thought was interesting. Oh, no, where is it? Oh, here's all the data about how much cash they have in the bank. Um, okay, sorry, I won't look at this now, but they have stats which I'll look for of how many employees they have in each country,
Ah,
and over year, and I was surprised to see how much they laid off. Oh, this isn't it. How much they laid off Nexon America staff. They used to have like 400 employees in Nexon America, and now they have like 130 employees
oh,
in
dang,
Nexon
that's a
America.
huge drop. Yeah.
Yeah, because what was it? Yeah, with the Maplestory Worlds thing, I kind of tried getting in touch with people at Nexon, and I've talked to 4 Nexon employees and asked like, "Hey, if you can put me in touch with like whoever works with creators or marketing, let me know. I'm happy to do any sort
Yeah.
of like collaboration type of stuff." And those employees are super nice. They're like, "Oh yeah, totally, let me see if I could find someone," and then I just like don't hear back, and I think it's
Yeah.
just like I don't know, understaffed, or maybe they just haven't
Yeah.
found the right people for me. I don't really know.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
that, or I mean, like they could be outsourcing and they don't really know that kind of information. These certain people
Possibly,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think I don't think a
I
MapleStory employee is making those animations, like a staff member, right? Like one
No,
of the artists or something.
yeah,
It looks to me like it's definitely an outsourced thing.
it is for sure. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my Nexon employee friend told me the Nexon Korea team handles it, and by
Yeah.
handles it, they probably go to an ad agency, and that ad
Yeah.
agency probably goes and finds a
But
animation vendor studio, and then
yeah.
that animation vendor studio has employees, and then one of their employees just found all this Maplemation shit.
Yeah,
that,
that was
that
my
that
thought
that
process was
that's
yeah.
yeah, that's
I think
most likely what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think they saw this influence online and decided to take inspiration from it and use it, because either that or the director, whoever directed it, had that influence already in their mind, because it's not Aquila. Whoever asked in the chat, it's not Aquila. They've already said that it's not them. Um, so like I think you're right. I think it definitely has to be someone that's just doing research and is just like, okay, there's research online. Let's see what I can find, you know. And they got some of that influence online. It just so happens that we know the references, so to us it's just like, oh, it has to be this person or it has to be that person. But no, they're just, as an animator, you can instantly copy a style. I mean, that's just how it is. You're most of the time you're forced to do that in your job, imitate a style. Can you do this in this style? So I think whoever got outsourced definitely just took all the influence they could online.
Yep, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I agree. Do we know who made the intro? We don't. There's I don't know, it's like possible to find. Like I remember gosh, one of the Maplestory ads, it was like one of the first ads where they had some like custom 2D sprite animation, like the Maple character was holding like a lollipop or something, I think. But I found the ad agency that made that, and they're like showing off on their personal website, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Nexon's one of our clients. We made this for them. So,
yeah.
Just haven't found out whoever.
Eventually, we'll find
people.
out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, here, gosh, number of employees by reporting segment. I was so slow on this. So, like, Korea has almost 8,000 employees, and
Holy.
North America is at 186, but like
that's the lowest.
Back in March 2023, they had 435.
Yeah.
So they
I mean, there are been a lot of layoffs in general.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. A little bit off, not really off topic, but I remember hearing when people were talking about that Nexon was going to drop some news. I remember hearing someone talking about it. Like, there's going to be news about something new in Nexon. Obviously, it's Maplestory Classic now, but when that first came out, people were saying they're going to drop Maplestory 3.
No way. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. What was it? Also, I realized I totally forgot I had a 1 o'clock call. It's kind of casual. So like.
Well, yeah, work.
Yeah, it's like an internal thing and kind of like not a big deal. So I told my friend like, or coworker, I'll be like 5 minutes, and so yeah, I should probably end stream.
Wrap this up. Yeah.
Damn.
I gotta get back to work too, anyways.
Yeah, but thanks for hopping on. I was like, I'm not good rambling solo, so definitely helps to bounce with you. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for everyone watching in the chat and talking about this.
Yeah.
Some activity.
Yeah, I guess I'll say like future stuff for the channel and whatnot. I am old man busy with real life, and I'm like I'm mostly inactive, but stuff like this gets me excited, and I'll find the time to hop on. There's a few animation things I have ideas for, but I'm not like too committed on completing anything. I have like one collab I'm joining that might be coming out towards like the end of the year. It's a really long deadline for that one, so so might have an animation at least by the end of the year, but we'll probably hear before that when MapleCon happens at the end of the year. I'm assuming that's when they're going to announce more of this Maplestory Classic stuff, so I can I'll probably, I don't know, talk about it more, make a character, ask for fame, and but yeah, thanks y'all for hopping in. I'm gonna hit the end stream button now.
Bye everyone. Maple Rush 8 is coming